Welcome to IEEE Exhibits at the Birla Science Centre, Hyderabad, India.
The Birla Science Centre was set up almost exactly 30 years ago, and it has proved to be extremely popular, particularly in the student community. There have been about 15 million visitors so far. A very significant addition to the Birla Science Centre has been the result of our collaboration with IEEE.
These exhibits have been created by IEEE volunteers in association with high school and college students and teachers and museum personnel. We all know science and engineering is a part of our everyday lives, enabling us to walk, talk, sing, run, and even sleep. These IEEE exhibits present some fundamentals of science and engineering as interactive experiments to pre-college students to help them understand principles of science better and choose engineering as a career.
The place is supposed to cater to individuals of very wide variety, pre-university students of different ages and perhaps their parents and perhaps the general public, and they can actually gain from these exhibits different levels of enjoyment and learning based on their background.
This exhibit on eddy currents, with a hands-on experiment and an audiovisual, explains the principle of eddy current and its applications in brakes, induction heating, and others. Look at this virtual physics lab. You can conduct many experiments in mechanics and optics. Try Science, created by the New York Hall of Sciences, has been made available to the IEEE for fielding in Hyderabad. It has lots of interesting games and science and engineering experiments. You can dissect a fish virtually without killing it and learn how all its body parts work. Or design a windmill. There are many games and experiments to literally play around with. It is said, engineers create industry from science. Here are some examples. The IEEE Green Energy exhibit derives power from sun and wind and supplies electrical power for all IEEE exhibit stations in this science center. Other application exhibits present hands-on interactive tools and audiovisual presentations to introduce principles of biometric identification, DNA science, text-to-speech conversion using computers, and so on. When IEEE exhibits are created by students, for students, you are in a different universe.
To us, as important as it was to create meaningful exhibits, it was also important to us to engage pre-university students in creating them. What this does is that it takes the student and put him or her not just in the role of consumer, but you actually engage the student in the creative effort.
Former President of India and an IEEE honorary member, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, visited these IEEE exhibits and spent time with students who created them. In this interactive and audiovisual exhibit, students explain what is Fleming's left-hand rule and its engineering applications.
Obviously, my passion towards science and towards physics that carries on and motivates me to do such projects. I just hope that people learn something from whatever I have done, and I just hope that they go forward and create a revolution.
Linear Variable Differential Transformer is another hands-on and audiovisual exhibit created by the students. What is LVDT and what are its engineering applications? Well, you have to see this exhibit.
The entire idea of physics being scary or tough was taken away from us when we did it, because we got a hands-on experience of how to do things and why they work the way they do. And every time we encountered a problem where our device stopped working, we had to really go to the depth of the problem and figure out why it is that it wasn't working. So that gave us a lot of confidence and comfort with the subject.
Resonance is part of our daily life. But do we know what resonance is? See the exhibit on electrical resonance. Reflection and refraction of light and their engineering applications are explained through another exhibit. Robots today play an important role in industry and many critical situations. This IEEE exhibit, a robo with computer vision and artificial intelligence, is another IEEE exhibit created by students.
We came to a competition hosted by IEEE Hyderabad way back in August 2010. It was All India IEEE Student Project Competition, where we won the first prize. A year later, during August 2011, we were asked to make such a robot as an exhibit into Birla Science Centre. After completion of this museum exhibit, we have taken this experience of an engineering project to a product life cycle. And that's the very important thing which is going to take us higher places in our careers.
The 20th century has seen rapid advances in electronics and computer engineering. We have a few examples here. J.C. Bose conducted a classic experiment on millimeter waves in 1894. His research was around 50 years ahead of others' work in this field. Nearly 120 years later, in September 2012 to be precise, IEEE recognized his classic millimeter wave communication experiment as IEEE milestone. A working replica of this experiment is created here as an IEEE exhibit. Raman effect has been an important discovery during 1920s. American Chemical Society acknowledged this discovery in 1998 as International Historic Chemical Landmark. Discovery of Raman effect was recognized by IEEE in 2012 as IEEE milestone. A working replica of Raman's experiment along with short audio-visual presentation is another IEEE exhibit. Computers did not exist at the beginning of the 20th century. Yet, computers are all pervasive today. But how do computers work? Look at this hands-on IEEE exhibit to see how the basic building block of a computer, that is, a Boolean adder, works. Optical fiber communication technology made rapid advances during the last 50 years. The IEEE exhibit shows simultaneously audio, video, and data transmission between two stations using an optical fiber communication link. An accompanying multimedia presentation explains in simple language the principles involved. IEEE exhibit section at the Birla Science Museum is routinely visited by more than 1,000 students and other visitors every week. Several of them come back to explore and relax in the IEEE exhibits area. It is an experience in learning some science and engineering, what IEEE is, and how IEEE and its activities serve our society.